Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into the Area 51 blueprint. We are going to completely deconstruct a really fascinating piece of source material. It's a dense 52-word prompt that, honestly, serves as a literal recipe for engineering a viral cinematic mystery. Let's break down the exact ingredients going into this blueprint.
This incredibly brief text dictates the exact tone, the specific content, the required structure, and even the platform optimization. It's not just some casual request. It's a highly calculated formula. We're going to dissect this thing word by word, really figure out how information gets structured to just completely captivate an audience.
Which leads us to a pretty fascinating question, right? How do you actually engineer a cinematic mystery from scratch? I mean, when you're starting with a completely blank page, suspense isn't just some lucky accident. It's a heavily engineered product, and it's reliably constructed by following some very specific constraints. Okay, moving into the first critical layer of this blueprint, setting a cinematic tone. The prompt demands a mysterious and engaging atmosphere right out of the gate. Now, what's super interesting here is the stark contrast between the art of a suspenseful cinematic vibe and the strict algorithmic science of its delivery. You've got this sweeping, creative ambition on one hand, literally clashing with the rigid constraints of a 10-minute format on the other. It's wild.
And that ambition is crystal clear when the text specifically demands it should feel like a Netflix documentary. No pressure, right? It's demanding premium, streaming quality aesthetics. We're talking deep narrative immersion and that binge-worthy pacing that elevates the whole thing way beyond just a casual internet clip.
All right, let's pivot from the atmosphere to the actual hard facts required. Let's look at the core conspiracy ingredients. Because, let's be real, without specific ingredients, even the moodiest atmosphere won't hold anyone's attention for long.
The blueprint literally demands an entire trinity of extraterrestrial lore. You've got to weave together the phenomena in the sky, the classic UFO sightings, with the secretive human element of government experiments and wrap it all up in the overarching mythology of alien conspiracies. It is a completely calculated saturation of high-engagement topics.
And by framing these elements specifically as untold secrets, it automatically injects massive stakes into the narrative. It's a classic psychological trigger. I mean, summarizing well-known facts might get you some interest, sure, but promising to reveal a hidden, forbidden secret? That practically guarantees undivided attention. To anchor those broad, sweeping alien theories, the blueprint dictates some highly specific named variables. Specifically, we're talking about Bob Lazar's claims and hidden military technology. While sweeping mythology creates that sense of awe, you absolutely need concrete details to make the story actually feel tangible to the viewer.
This creates just a perfect narrative balance. It pits the highly controversial human testimony of Bob Lazar directly against the tangible, physical machinery of hidden technology. This duality is genius, really, because it ensures the story appeals to fans of complex human drama just as much as those who are totally obsessed with the technical mysteries.
So we have our tone and we have our ingredients. Next up, the documentary format. The source material gives us a clear, highly aggressive narrative framework to ensure maximum viewer retention. The prompt literally maps out the psychological journey of the viewer step by step. You must grab them instantly with strong hooks, build up their emotional investment through dramatic storytelling, and then hit them with cliffhangers to guarantee they stay entirely locked in until the very end.
But here is the ultimate tension of this whole thing. Every single one of those cinematic ambitions, all the mandatory claims, the cliffhangers, all of it must be perfectly optimized into exactly 10 minutes. 10! It forces this absolute storytelling efficiency where literally every single word has to earn its place.
Which brings us to a final thought. If you actually followed this blueprint perfectly, what would that cinematic script actually look like? The true magic of this 52-word prompt isn't just in what it asks for, but in the sheer discipline required to pack a streaming-quality conspiracy